live. Hello and good morning. Welcome to a very special coronation. Patriotic.
What's he doing now?
I've got my Union Jack top on.
Sticking his chest out.
So I'll start twerking next to my Union Jack pants. Got my briefs on, it'll be fine. Brace yourself. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing really well. Special coronation day. Weather looks a bit bad. Sorry, my other half knows we're live on 10 and then she decides to text me at 10 o'clock. So you'll have to wait. So, but yes, trust you're all doing well. Andy, you all good?
Yeah, fine, thank you very much. No problems at all.
Had a good week?
Yeah, it's actually been all right, actually. We've been, getting all site ready and what have you. And then in the evenings, we've all been on, me, Matt and John and Nathan doing bottling. So
nice.
I've got my engines all together and complete.
One of you's on here. Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry, there's Andy. There you go.
It's nicely stuck together yet because I need to weather it all and what have you. So it all comes part of it. It shows how good the kit is that it just clicks together like that. Such a complicated piece, but yeah, really nice. Enjoyed that.
Excellent. And Mr. Matt, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you. Yep, can't complain.
All good?
Yeah, very well.
You've got a thank you to do, haven't you?
I have got a thank you for my 24 cans of Iron Brew that turned up yesterday. Our new sponsor.
Was that from Good?
Thanks very much. That was a nice surprise. You know who you are. So, yeah, just turned up from an Amazon delivery like, ooh.
I never ordered them. So, yeah. It's a bit like a couple of years ago. And me and John stayed at a Premier Inn. And we walk in the door and there's a crate of beer. I think ciders it was. Literally in the floor. So, you're like, you get your Premier Inn, you got your bags with you over your shoulder, you got your little case, and you go in, open up the door, and there's a crate of cider there, literally in the middle. They literally shift it out of the way to get through the door. And that was from a very kind member when we were doing Telford one year. So that was a nice surprise to walk into after setting up on the Friday and everything. Me and John were sharing the room. And
the worrying thing is the member put them there themselves.
Well, yeah, that's it. It's the bit where then they come out the toilet.
Under the bed.
Yeah, that's it. They're stood behind the curtains. Anyway, trust you're all doing very well at home. Good morning to everybody's live chat. To be honest, when we first arranged this, we did forget it was Coronation Day today. So there is a little bit of an overlap, clearly. But the way we were looking at it, we've been watching it all morning. And then obviously we finished at midday when he gets crowned. And then there's a bit in the afternoon, so we'll catch up with it on that. And plus, my other half's working. So I'm going to have to sit through it all again when she gets home. So that'll be the one for that one. But hello to everybody and in the Commonwealth. Whilst we've still got one.
Yeah.
But yes, and obviously hello to everybody in YouTube land as well that have got up very early for us, or late, because some of the guys, Dennis is in New Zealand. We've got Jim from Chicago. We've got people from all over the place as well. So, yes, good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, depending where you are in the world. So, and a big thank you as well. Go shout out for all the kind comments we are getting. We get the odd little idiot. Sorry, did I say idiot? Person who disagrees with us. Well, I could have called him a knob, but I didn't. But yes, who makes the odd snide little remarks and that, but on social media and YouTube and all that now I've got them turned on. But 99% of you are very, very supportive of what we're doing and what we're trying to achieve are these little fun, relaxed, laid-back shows.
But we're living in a democracy and people can say what they want, apparently.
No, they can't, because I just delete them, ban them.
Is that?
If I had my way, I'd send the boys round as well, but can't do that apparently. So, but yes, there you go. 2 a.m. in San Diego. Well done, Jeremy. Good on you. So yes, very, very nice. And everyone's good in chat, so I'm just checking. Oh God, Nigel, give up. There we go. I'll say it as well. Technically, it's the Union flag because the Union Jacks sail from ships. There's always one.
Yes.
See? You see what you have to deal with? Anyway, right. So, plan of action this morning is we've got a few little bits and pieces going on as well. So, we do have somewhat of a little bit of a sale if we can tease you away from the screens. Well, at the end of the show, clearly. So, PM Store has got. Andy, do you want to talk us through?
Yeah, got 20% off all model kits. It excludes the special offers and the damaged box sections because they're individually marked, and some of them are more than 20%. I think they're all 20%, I believe, anyway, but some more than 20%. I've taken the kinetic off the marked 20% it was, just to save any confusion, because it's still going to be 20% anyway.
Yeah.
But sorry, not kinetic. The dragon.
Yes.
I've taken off the marked 20%. Kinetic's in special offers, just to stop any confusion. So it's still 20%, but it's not marked as 20% anymore. And just fill your boots. We've got lots of nice stuff in. We've had if you just actually pop up to the special offers section, Phil.
Yes.
We have had some more kinetic in.
Where's special? There we go. Yeah.
Got the kinetic carriers in.
Which comes with a tug.
It comes with a tug.
Yeah.
Yeah, 70th anniversary Falcons, 40th anniversary Falcons. Cracking, what long ago. Boxings look quite nice. What else have we got in recently, Matt?
Got all sorts of stuff. Loads of stuff. I can't remember. I'll think about it while we're doing the show, and then we can go back to it because I can't think off the top of my head.
Yes.
But yeah, there's also probably main place to go. Really, is a bit miscellaneous bit.
Right.
Actually, while you're on there, oh god,
right, go
on that bit. The the MK Super Tomcat was £114, but there's 20% off. Don't forget, there's 20% off everything that's marked at the price. The discount comes off at checkout.
Yeah.
So if you want 20% off a MK Tomcat.
And a nice Hurricane that Phil's building.
Fantastic kit. Very nice it is too. I can show you all about that in a minute.
Yeah.
When we get whizzing along with that one. So yeah, it's nice stuff.
Plenty of stuff to go at anyway, so have a peruse.
Peruse around, yes.
Hobby Boss F111s are in, and there's all sorts of stuff like that. So we'll try and fill in between doing stuff.
New stuff in miscellaneous. Got the B25s back in, B52 back in. That's not the one that you built, is it? That's the...
No, I did the later one. I did the H, was it? Yeah.
Yeah. That's the good one with the camo. Yes.
Mandalorian, some minis.
Dauntlesses.
That's a cracking kit, that Dauntless.
Yeah,
it's nice kit, that one.
Cracking kit. There's that P40 that I showed you the other day. I'll get it out so you can see an early one. The trumpet kit.
Yes.
Yeah, there's all sorts to be going at anyway, so...
Very nice indeed. So if you do want to grab yourself a little bit of a bargain, we've got those down in there. And I'm doing a little bit of thing, not off the new washes, but all the old stuff. So we've still got some of the sanders kicking around. Obviously, bottles of wash, the original one right the way through, and all pigments. They're all 20% off as well, and off the merch, apart from the hoodies. Because to be honest, we make absolutely sod all on the hoodies. So, but yes, the rest of them are. Unfortunately, we're out of mouse mats. I'm waiting for them to come in. So I don't know when that will be though. So I'm hoping it'll be this week, but the rest of it, as you can see, is all up here as well. So if you want to pop along, you can grab some stuff from there. And yes, we are all good. Nicey. Remember, as always, please, if you've got any questions, post them up. If we don't answer them, just keep shouting at the screen. And then at some point, we will see it.
Greg Bourne says proper minis too. What amazing! When you actually look on the box of the minis, it says old mini.
Oh right.
They're not actually the old minis. They're like the 1980s.
They're the proper mini.
1980s minis. They're not the 1960s minis. It's all like
Not the Austin.
They're not the proper minis. But yes, very nice.
So yes.
But they're not the BMW minis like my wife had there.
No, the ones that always go wrong.
Kept breaking down all the time.
That's a BMW.
Yeah.
Yes. Definitely. Right. Okay. So I have here, I can show you on my overhead. If you've been watching the shows, you would have seen that I've moved on just a little bit with the old Hurricane cockpit, which I'll weather up in a minute. So when I left you, I put white behind the dials just so they show properly through, because I thought they might go a little bit translucent. And then I did stick the decal onto it because the detail isn't deep enough to be able to dry brush it in properly. It's very, very shallow. So we did that. But anyway, harnesses are in, to be honest. They went in very nicely. No problem with those at all. So what I'm going to do in a minute is dry brush this, and then we will give it a wash and weather. At the same time, just to speed things up, I've done things like in here, I'll do the radiators. We've just done the internal colours. So we've done those into those. So those can be done. And then I put also the covers on this morning before we came on air, which aren't a brilliant fit. But in reality they weren't a brilliant fit anyway. So, but anyway, by the time it's got some primer on that, I think it'll take care of the small gaps that are around those. We're going in. I've also done a little bit of test fitting down here on the tails, because the tails have this sort of key system like these, and I found that they were just not quite, there was not enough gap. It was very, very tight, and it was just affecting. So what I've done is sand a little bit off the both sides of these and a little bit off the ends, and now they fit absolutely no problem at all. But before then, there was just, when you put them in, they were trying to overlap and they wouldn't sit right, and it was causing pressure on the joint. So as I say, instead of boring all this out and changing it, it's just these. So again, just removed a tiny little bit off of each side, and that makes those fit very nicely as well. So my point of view, hopefully we'll get a little bit of wash on this in a minute, and then it can be fitted into the inside the canopy. I've only glued one half of the instrument panel just in case it's too tight to fit or something else like that. So it's got a little bit of wiggle room in there. So yes, we're all good to go on this one. So hopefully plan of action this morning is we'll get this thing completely built and ready to go.
Real.
Oh, that's my plan anyway.
What, including painting?
Well, probably not the painting. I'll be saving that for Tuesday. When we'll be back on with Tuesday. Hopefully, now my microphone's working, I'm back on track now. So, yes, good job. Matt's been doing a bit more to his.
Look
at that. That looks very nice. Very tasty.
coming along.
Yes.
My oil paint rendering, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
There's, well, that's the state of my palette.
I was going to say, you need a new bit of cardboard.
No, I'm getting the most out of these oil paints for the set properly, and I can't use them anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just play with it. I've been playing for it the past couple of days, to be honest. And obviously using the reference photos to see actually how they're properly, deteriorated. And yeah, quite enjoying it. And also on the P40 front, I have chucked a bit of silver paint on.
Yes.
So all that is the old Tamiya.
Oh, rattle can.
Gay metal silver. There you go. Sorry.
AS12. Yeah.
AS12. Yeah. And inside, so I can get some interior green on it. There you go. Look. So just give it a quick rattle can this morning. I might give it a cut. I think these were bronze green inside, weren't they? Or were the interior green? I can never remember P40s.
It was like a chromate, isn't it? Wasn't it? I can't remember what I did mine, to be honest.
No, Nigel will know, because Nigel did a load, didn't he? Nigel, were these bronze or interior green? In my mind's in there. What is it? An N? Oh, an N.
Probably depends on which factory and what date. And
yeah, well, I know.
It will be.
I want to be somewhat kind of in the ballpark. Morning, Christopher. You're well. Yeah, so it's getting there, isn't it? It's different. We're doing it how I've been doing it, shall we say? But quite enjoyable, actually. Yes, I'm finding my feet with this weather. He did US interior green. That'll do me, Nigel. Got that. That'll do me. Thank you. So, yeah, I just like olive drab. Olive drab, you can just do a lot with it, weathering wise.
Yes, I must admit, when I did mine, I'm just looking at it now, and yes, we did it in the old olive, the interior green in the inside look.
Yeah.
With your fine figure.
That fine figure, yeah, fine figure. Yeah. But yeah, that's a long time ago.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's a bit more dusty than that now. And it lost a tail wheel when it went to a show. Never did find it. So mine's without a tail wheel at the moment.
That show when it was really windy and
it was. It's when we did Milton Keynes.
Milton Keynes, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in London. In fact, the Luftwaffe did get blown away, didn't it?
Yes. Oh, I thought I'd lost the aerial, and then I found that in a box. So the aerial went back on, but no, the rest of it, sadly, the tail wheel.
So here's a question about P40s.
Hmm.
So this bit that goes behind the seat,
Yeah.
is this bit interior green or olive drab?
I did it olive drab, as you can see on mine.
Yeah.
So,
I think it should be olive drab as well, but I'm going to put it out there to the experts.
because surely it'll look a bit bright if you add it in.
Yeah, I agree with you.
green.
Was it say on the instructions?
The instructions are Japanese, and I'm not really very fluent in Japanese, so I don't know. Got no idea.
What, even with your little app?
My little that's translating from like English to Japanese, not the other way around. I'm sure there's an app there that I could, upload and translate, but
Yes,
same one as that one. Just do it in reverse, surely. Does it not allow you to choose different languages?
yeah, probably. But it's all the proper Japanese writing.
Oh, okay, right.
Obviously it's Japanese. So anywho, looking all right at P40, isn't it?
it is. I think it'll be all right.
Does it still fire up?
It does still fire up. I'm surprised you didn't play with it because it's in the spare room.
Yeah,
when you were down the other week.
No.
We had some friends staying over a few weeks ago, and it was about 10:30 at night, and suddenly I heard it fire up, and I'm thinking, they're now going, shit, how'd you turn it off?
All right, okay, so Nigel, who surface olive drab was interior green, so yeah. I think I will do it olive drab, to be honest. Like I say, I think it's a bit bright for with the interior green colour, so I'll do it olive drab. It'll be fine. It'll be under the back canopy anyway, innit? So back part of the free glasswork.
Yes.
Just through my olive drab myself by putting a gloss varnish over it. The olive drab looks so much better pre-varnish. We'll just put matte varnish back over it, Greg. Happy days. It is actually as a guy kit, Greg. It's a cracking kit, that P40 from Hobby 2000. Talking of Hobby 2000 kits, there's something else I've dug out of the boxes upstairs of pre-built kits. So this was for the Luftwaffe SIG. I built it, and to be honest, I'm one of them. Like, I'm revisiting a few of my older kits, shall we say?
Yeah. Is
this beastly? And as you can see, it's rather shiny for some reason. And it's the Asagawa what is it? And 129, is it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to get a flat coat and re-weather it because I'm never happy with it anyway. So get some oils on it and dust it up. But if you want a nice kit to build, grab one of these because it is a cracking kit.
Was that the Hasegawa version you did?
This is the Hasegawa kit, which is reboxed now by over 2000, and we think we've got the desert version in. So obviously you get your discount on it, but it's a really, really nice kit. I think you could do the other version out of it as well, like the Eastern Front one. I wouldn't mind doing one with a winter whitewash. Because me and you were in that conversation, Phil, about like ground attack aircraft.
Yes.
Obviously, that comes into that category. I tell you what, when I was awake at 6 o'clock this morning, I was having a think because I'm not fully ignited back with aircraft, but I'm quite enjoying it for a bit of a change of pace from armour.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, if I'm going to build aircraft, which ones would be top of my list? Right? So this harks back to Matchbox days of when I was a kid.
Yeah.
All right, in the box art. So this will perk Peter's interest up. So on my list would be, this is a Matchbox kit, so there's a couple of airfix, right? The B-25.
Yeah.
The 111. And then the two airfix kits that always stood out to me for box art was the Blenheim and the P40.
Yes. Yeah.
There's probably a few others in there, but I tell you what I always remember as well. Can you remember the 110 box art with the Hornet on it?
Yes.
From Matchbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was always a one that stood out to me when you was perusing the kit.
Yes.
I ain't got my catalogue here. I ain't got my Matchbox catalogue here. I don't think. I think I'll have to get work. Yeah. So if you had to, I would say, had a choice of say 5 aircraft that was it, all you could build.
Yeah.
What would they be? What would your 5 options be?
My 5 options of anything, modern and old.
Anything, any subject, but you've only got like the 5.
So in there would have to be a Phantom, because I like me Phantoms.
Yeah.
I just have a bit of an affinity for Phantoms. It would probably be Typhoons, as in old World War II Typhoon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because again, we were talking about that. Probably would be a P40, because again, the nice thing with the P40, you can have it in metal finishes as well as drabs as well as other sorts as well. P47 Thunderbolt, because again, same type of thing. You can have it in olive drab or metal finishes. You've got nice options with all of those.
Yeah.
Only two more.
We don't have to. I'm just saying you can have 5
No, it
options.
would. Probably it would be. Yeah, I'm just looking to see as I say, it gets difficult at that point because then the list gets quite a lot of what I'd like to do as well. But if it had to be definitely the 5 and that's all you could actually build, then I would probably say. To say that does make it really, really tricky.
So if you're thinking about
I'd say Chieftain tanks because you get nice options with those as well.
I don't think a Chieftain tank had wings though.
Oh, is it just aircraft? Oh, thank God for that. Right, okay. A10.
Hey, I tell you what. Funny enough for this conversation, with armour, I'm not bothered about actually I've got to build Tiger tanks, or I'm going to build Shermans, or I'm going to build Leopards, or whatever.
Yeah.
The armour fit conversation don't come into it for me.
No.
But there's certain aircraft where it kind of gets me interested, if you know what I mean. Like I say, I think the P40s, like I say, because they've got so many options of from the desert, like I say, to Pacific to the like Italy and the Mediterranean.
Yes.
There's loads, isn't there? There's loads, like I say. Yeah. So I think that's one. But yeah, I don't know why, just like the old Matchbox sort of box art popped into me for some.
See, my other one would have to be then a B25, because again, lots of different finishes and effects and colours. Medium bomber, HK kit, nice.
All theatres.
All theatres, yeah. Just an update for anyone who cares. Look, King is now making his way in the Royal Coach. This is the Mark II coach, isn't it? Not the big one, is it?
Is it Mark II?
Is that the comfortable one? Or
this is the comfy one with air conditioning, air ride suspension. Yeah.
Does them lanterns work?
Well, thing is, apparently it's got air conditioning. Where's the pack?
Probably under all that stuff on the roof.
Yeah, probably.
Or underneath.
Yes. So, but yeah, I know the big one is the monster thing, but yes, very nice. Horses are very nicely made up as well. Look.
You think they'd modernise it a bit from something from the like.
Yeah, but it's called tradition, Matt.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but it's like 200 odd years ago or 300 years ago or something.
It's tradition.
So it's like, don't know, no.
Matt, have you ever used Winsor & Newton Azo Yellow Green?
No, can't say I have. What is that? Is that an oil?
He's found it's great for cockpits.
Is that an oil paint?
Assume so. It's Winsor & Newton's, I would have thought.
What about you, Andy? What would be your top 5 aircraft if you could build a certain subject?
Definitely an F-14 would be in there.
That's enough now. Move on. I'm not interested.
Best looking aircraft ever. Might. I'd definitely Spitfire for some variant.
just controversial.
What else? Crikey. I was going to say a Lancaster, but to be fair, they don't really interest me.
Yeah, they're all a bit samey.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind a B17 because they're very. You can do a lot with B17s, can't you?
Hmm.
Whether you want to do olive drab or bare metal, or lots of different nose arts and things on them. Again, that bit like you, I'd like to do a Kitty Hawk, Warhawk, sort of, that type, one of those. Again, you can do a lot with them. I'd definitely do it in desert camo, whichever I did.
Hmm.
That's 4 into. What else would I do? Probably something US Navy, 19 sort of 70s, 80s. I really did enjoy my Hobby Boss A6 Intruder. So probably I wouldn't mind doing the trumpeter one. I wouldn't do it because it's too big, but yeah, that's sort of like would be one of the things
Folds up. It's great. It goes on the shelf.
Yeah, when the shelf goes under the shelf when
falls through the shelf.
Yeah, so yeah, I wouldn't mind doing one of those, to be honest with you.
Hmm.
But that's been done and to death now, the Trumpeter A6 Intruder. We'd want to do another one of them.
You'd build another, wouldn't you, Phil?
I would, yeah. I must admit, I have got one here, another Intruder. I've got a tram down in their version, which I bought just as soon as it got released as well, both of them.
Did they do all three? Did they do the AE and tram then in the Trumpeter one as well?
Yeah. Yes. And I must admit, you have to remember, when I did mine, there was no aftermarket for it at all. Couldn't even get a mast set.
Right.
Now, tons for it, absolutely tons for it. So I scratch built a lot of it. We scratch built around the cockpit, a lot of the electronics, obviously with all the engine and all the rest of it. But now you can get a bucket load of aftermarket for it, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
So
I did the 48 tram I did, and so I really enjoyed it. But I'd like to do an A, some earlier one. It would be nice.
Yes.
You can come back and stop there, don't we, Matt?
Hopefully, we're going to have a delivery of them in a couple of weeks. Hopefully. Yes, they do. Definitely.
Richard says, question, for the new Edard Spitfire multi-story, what would you recommend for the blue colour?
Azure blue, yeah.
Azure blue.
Being a expert in Azure blue,
yes,
I'd go with the AK real colour. I originally did a Tomahawk, Kitty Hawk, Warhawk, something Hawk, P40.
Tomahawk, you did.
The Tomahawk.
That's the early one, isn't it?
And I used Attacker, and it was very purple, wasn't it, Phil?
Yeah, but again, I think, one, we were winding you up most nights over that. And secondly, by the time you put the other colours on it, it didn't look as bad. But on its own, it looked like it's bright purple.
Yeah, but I used it as a base colour, and then I went over it with AK.
Yeah, oh, right, well, that's it. So I'll go with the AK. And to be honest, I'm going to use the AK when I do my the Beaufort.
I didn't leave it as the purple. I sort of, as the Attacker one, I sort of went over. I left it as like, bits of it just to break it up a bit, but most of it went over with the the Valet model Air is not too violent. Not too violent. Violent.
Violent, yeah.
Yeah, many were too purplish. Yeah, the Attacker one was too purple.
Again, the thing is, because it's a different type of colour and it's a large block of it, when you're doing the entire underside of a model, you've got no contrast to it. It's not like sometimes, and I think we've all been there, where you put on, say you're doing a camo, so you've gone in with something like the brown, and it doesn't look right. But then when you put the green next to it, or like if you're doing a grey, especially many times with greys with green, I've put the grey on and thought, well, that don't look right. But when you put the green next to it and then you have a look, you're thinking, actually, it works. But when it's a standalone colour on its own, it's very, very difficult to sort of judge what you're going to get. And then also, normally, most of us are going to do something with the weather inside of it anyway, to lighten it, weather it in, rub it away, whatever you're going to go with it.
Yeah.
So
Adam G says that they weren't azure blue. They were sky blue undersides, dark Mediterranean topsides.
Ooh, what? No. Well, it depends what theatre. I don't know. Was that for the Malta one we're talking about then? Perhaps that was different to the North African ones, the ones based in Egypt and that.
Yeah, the Malta one, but some of them they were a different scheme, weren't they? But yes, we know it's azure blue.
Yes, and not Azores blue, as I call it forever.
We'll
I'll still get the emails through about my pronunciations and how it is. It's like baiting. It's like fishing.
It is, yeah.
Who would you say makes the best AE6 and EA6? Well, your only options are in 48 scale is Monogram and Hobby Boss or Kinetic.
I could say Kinetic for one, don't they?
Kinetic screwed up the early wings on it because it's only got one fence on one wing and it's got a few glaring errors with it. So I actually always say, and from an ease of build, because again, the Kinetic one's got, for some reason, two-part canopy which you need to join, which is in the worst possible place because it's going to be one of the areas you're looking right at as well. So I would have to say the Hobby Boss one. The Hobby Boss one generally goes together really nice, no problems at all with it, and it's got a one-piece canopy and it's got the wing fences on and correct. I heard a rumour that they'd retooled the wing fences, that they were correct on it, but then I saw a kit and it didn't have them again, so I don't know what's quite going on there.
Don't know.
JB says there's a great article in the latest
Edward.
Edward.
Let's just call him Edward.
Yeah, okay, we'll call him Edward now, just to upset everyone.
Everybody.
In the latest Edward newsletter, all about the Malta Spitfire's camouflage.
It's weird because I'm looking at the moment at different schemes. Mm-hmm. There's one that I found 3 different schemes that aren't particular scheme. Yeah, so like they've got extras added to them. Then look at another one now that's the standard azure blue with the brown and the help me out, midstone. I found another picture with a load of them where they're just like standard RAF colours, green and grey in the sky.
So just say Lee says I'm looking very British today. Absolutely.
He is very patriotic.
To my king. That's it.
It's the haircut.
That's it. We'll all be singing the oath. They've changed it a bit, haven't they, the oath?
What is it?
Well, they've changed the wordings just a tad, I heard this morning on the radio.
To what?
So, no, we don't have to give kidneys and vital organs if he needs one.
What a shame.
Yeah. I don't know what they changed. It's only one word, but they have made a small change to it. Did someone ever make an RAF B-29 Wellington Mark I in 1/48 scale?
48.
Sorry, sorry, and I got that wrong again. A B-29 Washington Mark I in 1/48.
No. The only 48 is the monogram kit for a Fortress, any Fortress. It's one. Actually, Nathan's back on it, you know.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. But he was until he lost some. Was it last night he lost some?
Night before he lost it.
Night before, was it?
Didn't he? But he's scratch built.
He's lost the fuselage, is he?
I don't know how I don't know how he could lose something off that kit because it's bloody massive. Yeah, some of the cockpit he lost.
Yeah, instrument panel.
Hey, what was it?
Instrument panel.
That was it, an instrument panel.
It was scratch built one, so.
See, Two Head talking, he's saying that Edard makes obviously the correction set for the wing fences for the Kinetic A6 family. Overall, it's better than the Hobby Boss kit is. I wouldn't say that. I would say the Hobby Boss one is better because it goes together a lot easier. So from ease of build and what you got all into it, I would have to say I think that the Hobby Boss one's better than the Kinetic because the Kinetic one's got some problems. And it's got some bit issues. Is the way it goes together as well is like a bit of a nightmare. But then that's probably just me. It's personal because it's the way it goes together. I prefer a kit that goes together and I can add all the detail afterwards, where people like the detail even if it don't fit. So
did the EA6 the canopy come in about 1,000 pieces?
2 pieces, it's 2-part, and you got to put the it's like a join between. You can be really clever, and that's how I did it on mine, and you can do it with a little bit of extra thin, bead it down because there's enough spacing each side of it, because there's a bar that runs down the middle. It can be done, and I did do it quite successfully, but I wouldn't want to do it again because it's literally an accident waiting to happen, that is.
Guess I over exaggerated a bit saying 1,000 then.
Yeah.
Get the monogram kit.
Paul's got an Airfix EA6B in 48.
That's their monogram kit.
Yeah, it's their own kit, isn't it? They did that, and they did the Prowler. Was it the Prowler? Airfix did the Prowler as well. Yeah. I don't think they did the K, the refueler type one, but they definitely did the normal one and the Prowler because I built both of those.
Any good?
For the day.
For the day. What day? A Tuesday? A Friday?
Yeah. And they did actually, I must admit, because as a kid, I know I've told this story before, but you can have it again. As a kid, I made a mock-up out of cardboard, giant cardboard box that I got from my dad, and of a flight deck of a Nimitz class carrier, and drew it all up and everything, and then I scattered it liberally with Airfix 72nd scale stuff. So I had Tomcats on it, I had Matchbox kits on it as well. I had Tomcats, and I had about 6 Tomcats. I had about 4 Corsairs. I had a Hawkeye, which I don't know which kit that was, thinking about it. But I had Intruders, Prowlers, Vikings. It was great. Then I moved out of home and I said to my mum, what happened to it? She said, oh, that one in the bin. Thanks. Obviously, she needed it for a dinner party.
Jamie says the originals were Dark Earth, Midstone and Azure Blue, but that didn't work over water. In theatre, they overpainted the Midstone with extra dark sea grey. Owing to this, later batches were ordered to be painted maritime colours, hence some were delivered in dark slate grey, EDSG, and sky. Extra dark grey, and some were overpainted in Gibraltar with dark Mediterranean blue. But there wasn't enough paint, so some were patchy. That's why I could find pictures of them. They're all over the place, different ones. I guess at Malta, they weren't really that bothered at the time when they were getting bombed every 10 minutes and.
Well, this is it, yes.
Struggling to get supplies through.
Jeremy says he loves the British cousins, but you wore a hoot when it comes to the royals. Don't forget, a lot of it is as well, it's the military. I think a lot of people think it's the royals, but obviously all the guards and everything like that, that's purely the military. Because they've got quite a long history. They like to show it off.
It could be it could become a lifeguard.
Yes.
No.
Why? What's wrong with that, Andrew?
You have to march and stand still.
Drill. Yeah.
You have to march standing still.
March and stand still very long times.
Yes.
Not my idea of fun. Yeah, drill wasn't my thing.
Did you never think to join the cavalry when you were in?
Cavalry, drive a tank.
No, I meant horses. Proper, like
cavalry don't drive horses.
Yeah, we have moved on from that now.
I've been to the stables. I know there's horses in the cavalry.
There isn't horses in the cavalry.
Jack, yes, I was. Jack says, well, so I'm trying to recreate the final countdown. I think that's where the inspiration came from, to be honest. I think that's what it was. I saw it as a kid and was like, right, we're going to go for that. So, yes.
It's a final countdown.
Yeah, pieces. Too much spit and polish and drill in the guards.
Too much polishing.
Chris Gregory and the military ceremonies are not fun. That's what some people actually join.
What,
to do it?
To do it?
Yeah. I did notice this morning when the Metropolitan Police horse people were coming out, a lot of them have got military medals on, so they're probably ex-guards that have.
Yeah, that's right.
In the police.
Probably. Right, should we see if the cockpit fits? It's a bit tight before, but we'll give this a
I
look.
might feel there's something awesome when it goes right, yeah, but then when you got your sergeant major shouting at you when you don't do it right, it sort of like outweighs the.
Yeah, it takes the shine off.
Yeah. Private pile walking with your trousers down your knees and sucking your thumb.
Well, I have to say, it's a very, very tight fit in here. I'll just show you on solo cam. You can see, but you've got a little peg down in there, goes in beautifully. And this one at the front, I get the light to play ball. There's one just down in there at the front. And these bars touch this bulkhead. It's very close, but it does fit. So we'll give it that.
Christopher said, do you want the military to shoot guns and impress ladies? Okay, much about ceremony. Good man.
Right, so what do we have to put in here before we can seal this up? We need, apparently, just the cockpit. Oh, and that. Oh, I'm not worried about that. We'll just stick it out in the front. See, it doesn't make you wonder why kits still do this, where it's talking about the old pin and lug behind it. You know, have we not moved on from this? This is like Matchbox 1970s. So we won't bother with that. We'll leave that off. I've already put the exhaust together. That's nice. The door's already in. Bulkhead is in. And apparently that is it. So we're good to go. So we'll try and get this together. Toggle ball. So, moment of truth. I did test this before we came on air. And to be honest, it was all right. And we are good fit. Give you a close up. We are a good fit in there. Look, that's not bad at all. And we're nice on the bottom.
Yeah, not bad team, that is it.
No, that's it. So we just got to step this up underneath. So if we just clamp that there.
We'll stay on you while we watch chat. Apparently that a 110 came with the markings that shot Phil's Hurricane down, apparently. The Edward one.
All right.
Oh, that's an older kit. Anyone had experience with the Italeri Tiger Cat? Is the oldest kit I've attempted. Is there anything better? I don't think there is, no, because that's the old AMT kit, isn't it?
Yep.
And I don't think there is another Tiger Cat out there, 48th. Nope. I don't think there's many in 72nd. Does anybody do a 72nd Tiger Cat? The very overlooked aircraft, the Tiger Cat. Is that one you've got, the 32nd HPH resin jibby job, isn't there?
Yes. The monster.
Nice looking aircraft, isn't it?
Apparently, Phil, you got to build the aerial post on the tail.
Do you? Why? Do you not have one?
Because it ain't got one and it should have one.
Oh.
That's what Jamie's told you. You got to scratch build it today.
That's not a problem.
Thing into it's odd that, isn't it, with the Tiger Cat?
Yeah.
There's really not many options out there for one.
No.
The interesting looking aircraft, I'll give it that.
It's just very gangly, isn't it? If you look at it, it's really, really slinky. If you look at it head on, the Tiger Cat, it is proper slinky. I know it's obviously aerodynamics, but you know.
Jim's got a question. What's the name of the guards with the big furry hats?
Which ones?
Yeah, they've got lots of them.
The ones with the big furry hats on.
Yeah, but they have them. Even the RAF have them.
They're all guards, but they're different types of guards. You got life guards, Irish guards, home guards.
Coast guards.
You got home
Scots guards.
Yeah. They're all guards, yeah.
Grenadiers.
Different, yeah, Grenadier guard, yeah.
Any others, Andy?
Lifeguards. That was meant to be a joke.
They just don't they take it in turns to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
we will
Not,
take it
it's not
in
only
turns
guards
to
that
do
do.
the.
Yeah, not only guards that do Buckingham Palace. All the regiments do them as well.
I bet them blooming hats cost a fortune.
Because they're still bear, aren't they? They're not
Bears,
synthetic.
yeah, the bear, aren't they?
They are still black bears donated by Canada.
Yeah. Where did that tradition come from?
Waterloo, probably.
Because again, it's that thing, isn't it? The higher ranking officers have bigger ones.
A buzz-bear, is that what it is?
So they literally, it's that thing where if you see some of the guards ones, they've got massive tall ones. It's so the junior ranks can spot the commanding officers, isn't it? Or the superior officers.
Nigel's just discovered Mirage hobby decals are awful.
If you know your regiments, the way the buttons are patterned denote different regiments as well. They don't all have the same spacings on the buttons on the tunics and things. They're all different. And
see, it's all complicated stuff. So there we go. All that gorgeous work we did inside the cockpit, that's what I was saying about. I'm not that worried about it. I learnt this lesson after doing the Hurricane in 24th scale. You can see absolutely nothing. Generally, though, not bad fit. That's quite nice, actually, all the way through. Quite happy with that. So, yes, we're getting there. Are you doing detail painting there, Andy?
yeah, can you tell because I'm off the screen?
Alistair's put up, I was on about our top 5, thing. He said, what about the English Electric Lightning? I think this is a great thing. It's a bit limited again, isn't it?
Yeah, there weren't not many, especially colourful schemes and stuff. You're a bit limited in there.
Right, let's get some.
Now, see, I was trying to think of British aircraft that I'd build. I should have said Harry really as well. But...
I did think the Harrier, but again, it's a little bit limited, isn't it?
Yeah,
the ones of it.
Yeah.
Mine would definitely be a propeller-driven aircraft. I think.
Lee says, I don't understand how, I was going to say terrorists, wrong one, tourists are often so disrespectful towards the King's Guards. Did you see that one the other day where the horse grabbed that woman's hair?
No.
She's got a big ponytail and all the rest of it, and the horse grabbed it. Although you could see from the horse's bodily, it's look. He was only playing. He wasn't doing it out of malice, because if he wanted to, he could have yanked her off her feet. But yes.
A lot of people do it to try and get something from the guard, don't they?
Yeah. I think what people don't see as well, there is normal police with them.
Yeah.
So normally the normal police will issue idiots out of the way, and tell them to stand back as well before the guards actually do it.
I saw one where a sergeant major came out just in normal uniform, having a go at a woman that was having a go at trying to get something out of one of the guards. And she was saying, don't shout at him. I'm thinking, if you think he's a sergeant major, you think he's shouting at you.
Yeah, that's right.
You've not heard him shout at you.
Yeah, that's it. Wayne says they think the King's Guards are just showpieces when they aren't. Well, that's the
yeah,
point.
They're proper soldiers.
Yeah, they are all genuine soldiers at the end of the day.
Yeah, if you don't provoke them.
Oh no, that seems the horrible bit. There they are doing their job,
yeah.
And you get some dickhead trying to get a rise out of them. It's like, well, would you walk into them as they're working in, I don't know, Greg's or something, and start getting the rise out of the people in there? It's like, no, doing your job, love. John, I think that's a little bit harsh. You should be able to shoot. Right, let's see if we can get the wings
Guys,
on.
Any tips for the best A10 Thunderbolt build, please? What scale, Brian? Give us a scale.
Yes.
If it's 48, you've got Academy now and the Hobby Boss one, haven't you? 70 seconds a bit tight.
Academy one again, I think.
Academy,
the best
I think
one.
that's about it. But yeah, Academy, and then obviously there's only the Trumpy one in 30-second, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
Yes.
But then it's overlooked in 70-second, isn't it? Really, for a decent kit.
Unless you go Matchbox.
Matchbox.
Didn't Tammy do one?
No, it's the old Italy. That's
the Italian one. Yeah, that's the Italian one. That is almost. I think was it like 90% of all of the Tammy 70-second ones are Italian anyway.
It's not two companies that ever think will get into bed with each other.
Yeah, I've often thought that. Where did that one come from? But yeah, I must admit, I've often thought the same. How did that chat happen?
I do know the reason, but I can't remember it because I actually asked. But it is a very odd collab in it.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, it's a bit of an odd collab.
Right. Let's have a look at the wing root join areas and see how they all fit. Looks a bit.
Probably have a drink of some sake at some time, and neither of them could understand what each other was saying.
Yes.
It was me.
So it looks like with the cockpit fit onto this, with the fuselage in and everything. Oh no, that's one of those weird joins here. Oh, if I just show you. So I've just tried to do it with the wings in place, and you've got this trouble. So I'm thinking, yeah, that's a bit of a pain, you know? So it's like, right, okay, so we've notable step, and it doesn't like fitting, but the instructions call out for it for the lower wing to go on before the outer wing. And if you do it correctly as part of the instructions, it's actually not a bad fit at all. So it's like, that's odd, because it shouldn't actually make any difference, but clearly does. So we will do it as per the instructions then. Makes a change, I know, but hey ho.
What, you following the instructions?
Yep. Give it a whirl.
Never know.
Nicer. Okay, so right, let's go old school. Bit of a thicker stuff. Never works. Stand by for fire.
I don't know what the Azagawa 70-second A10's like. I know they do one. You ever built it, Phil?
No, I've done the Academy one. That's right.
Yeah. I built the blooming easy kit hobby boss one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perhaps
Was
not
it a bit basic?
It's clunky. It's really clunky and really basic. So, yeah. Yeah, there's obviously better options out there. But yeah, I don't know what the Azagawa one's like. I think that's one of their older kits, though, isn't it? So,
yeah.
Is it? I don't know. Is it recessed? I presume it is, but I'm not 100% sure. So they're all A's, though, aren't they? That they do.
Yeah, no one does the C's properly. The big one that we're all waiting for, I suppose, is the Great Wall one. That'll be the test.
Yeah. No, I'm on about 70-second scale, to be honest. Not 48.
It makes you wonder, because knowing what Great Wall's like, they might end up doing it in 70-second as well. So they did the F-15s.
Well, they're 172nd MiG-29s due, I think, next week. What date we're on? 6?
Yeah.
Perhaps not next week, week after. So
we've got them on pre-order, haven't we?
Yeah.
A10s in general, I think it actually. Do you think? What was it? I saw this the other day. Was it the A10 is 50 years old now?
But the F-16 is, isn't it? And the F-15.
15 would have been before the F16. The F16 is a little bit younger. That's 70s, isn't it? I think that was in 76, something like that.
I'm going to say, what about the F18? That's not exactly a spring chicken, is it?
No, the F18 is the youngest, because the F16 and F18 are the same age, because they were part of the, was it the something FX program?
You ought to build a prototype, Phil.
What, like Figgy's doing?
Who?
Spencer Pollard, he's doing one at the moment, isn't he?
Not the F16. I'm on about the A10.
Oh, the A10. What, with the nice long probe out the front? Because that was the kit that Matchbox did. They did the prototype.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You could build the Matchbox prototype.
I could. What, desecrate another Matchbox kit? I can't get him crying again, you know. Please don't hurt him, as I rip the cellophane from the box.
Yeah.
Peter starts crying again.
Oh, he'll be fine. He'll go over it.
Yes.
They're there to be built kits, not collected.
Absolutely.
Aren't they?
Life's too short to sit on kits. Right. Well, so far, I must admit, I am very impressed.
Yeah.
Going together all right, this. So let's see if we can get a wing on. Oh, looks quite nice. So we use a bit of the thicker glue because this is all flat round here. Matt, you need to send me, I think that one's empty,
God,
some Contactia glue now. You've got the big one in stock.
You need to try that AK glue.
Yeah, do that as well.
That clear stuff.
Yeah, send us some down. I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah.
Hold on, swap needles.
I've got a question. Does anyone make a kit of the F-17?
The what?
What's an F-17?
Does he mean 117?
I don't know. He's got F-17 here. F-17. What's an F-17?
Little YF-17 or?
Yeah, it was the YF-17, wasn't it?
Annie Grand? Terry's put?
Anagram ones.
No,
Yeah, they do loads of prototyping
What's that chat
things.
say?
Hold on.
Yeah, it's a YF-17. It's got to be.
Oh God, Tamiya A10. Can you remember that kit?
Yeah, to be honest, accuracy is really good, but
It says it's a high quality model kit with precisely molded parts with fine panel lines and rivet detail. Is that true?
yeah, but the riveting's all raised.
Yeah.
That's your biggest problem with that kit. The entire thing's raised panel lines.
I tell you what.
So yeah.
Greg's made Adam G's made a controversial statement.
Mm-hmm.
Matchbox kits are great busters. Pretty much all they're good for. Poke the beer, Adam. Poke the beer.
The views of our commentators may not be that off.
yeah.
The Tamiya A10 48th one is probably one of the earliest kits I can remember building.
Yeah, so that one's fully raised. Accuracy for shape, it's actually really, really nice. It's actually a really good kit, that one. But unfortunately, it is that thing where the it is of its age. So it has got some nasty fit issues, such as the time Ron, who's not on today, but Ron made me do all the filling and rescribing on that kit only to bin it off. Because he couldn't be, he beat him and he just couldn't be doing with it. So I did all the filling on the underside and jobbies, and then he literally just couldn't do it.
Is that kit up there with the Sea Harrier?
No, it's not as bad as the Sea Harrier. At least it fits. It just fits badly instead of having massive gaps.
And the Sea Harrier is still available. Still.
One of our members built it the other day. It was in the gallery section.
Did
a good job. They say if you get the filler out and fill it, it's not a problem. Accuracy shape, it's not too bad either. It's just that you don't expect it to be that quality with the name of Tamiya on the box.
You do see some really nice builds of it there, don't you?
Yeah.
The thing is, it's odd. It's odd to me how that kit is still being produced and sold when some of the better kits have been retired.
Yes, yeah. But again, you know what they'll say? The same thing I used to get out of Airfix, wouldn't it? All the time people buy it, they'll manufacture it. People stop buying it, then they'll they'll replace it or withdraw it.
Yeah. Well, no, I get that, I do, but from a Tamiya quality point of view,
Yeah.
and their big thing on it, it's very odd because it's such a bad kit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So.
See, Paul, the Paul saying about it accurately represents the GAU 8 and all the rest of it and the gear and that. To be honest, the Hobby Boss one's got a nice gun that at least you can display it in and outside it as well.
Yeah.
So it gives you 2 gun barrels. So you can actually just put the fake barrel on the end and away you go, and you don't have to put the gun in it. And obviously, if you're going to go the whole hog and do like I did, the big one, do the 30-second one, the nice thing about the GAU 8 is that the gun is where the nose weight is. It's all inside the gun ammunition drum. It's solid lead, so it holds down the front end.
Trying to see what I'm doing. Hold it anywhere near a camera, but I'm feeling.
Let's have a look, see what you're doing.
I've just been roughly going over just with a pin wash, doing the details on it, which I'll clean up in a sec. I was doing some on the engine, but not a lot on the engine as well, just using a shadow brown.
Have you got a set of photo etch Rolls-Royce markings for it?
I was talking to Matt last night, and I said I wish now I'd actually got them.
It's the one thing it's missing. I suppose it's licensing again. You can get them aftermarket plates with it, say Rolls-Royce in photo etch.
I nearly did go for them, but
3D prints them off, Andy.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, Andy, we got this seat thing on the go. Can you print me one? Because I won't ask Matt because it'll go awry. So I'll take the smell hit.
Seat thing.
Yeah, my seat for my Sea Harrier.
Yeah.
John's done a new version because we had a bit of trouble with the first version, and we think we've got it sussed now.
What was the problem with the scale?
It was like 18 mil too short.
Did you put it up against 30-second one?
Yeah, no, I didn't actually. I must admit, I don't know where it is. I don't know what I've done with it. It might be upstairs now. I got it here. I thought it was here, but it's not. I put it somewhere, really somewhere safe. Clearly, it must be upstairs on my desk.
Really well.
Send me the file through.
Oh, here it is. So let me get a 30-second one, and we'll try it against the 30-second one. I don't think it is. I think this one's definitely bigger than a 30-second seat. Let's have a look in my drawer of death. What scale would you like? 30-second ejector seat. Oh no, it's definitely way bigger than a 30-second one. So, but it's still not right for what we want. But it might be that the kit one is completely off. I'll show you what we've got. Hold on. If I go there and there, let me show you. So the problem I've got, this is the kit seat. As you can see, it's a little bit, yeah, it's a bit bare. All right, so we need a new seat. So John's done 3D printed me this one in rough in PLA.
Yeah.
To see about sizing, to see if it would fit. But as you can see, our main problem is, we do a height comparison, it's a bit short. Width-wise is fine, but it's a little bit short. So we think Airfix might have done something a little bit funky with their kit. Because clearly, if you get Matey Boy to sit in this, not that he would, because I wouldn't have him in it anyway, but...
Have you actually dropped it into the cockpit?
Eh?
Have you actually dropped it, the one John's done, into the cockpit?
Yeah, because obviously it's the width, and that is all fine. It's just the height.
So it does look odd?
Yes, because well, yeah, but look, you can tell from the pilot figure. The thing is, the seat's too low. It's way too low.
How do you know he's accurate, the pilot's figure?
Well, because his head fits inside it, so it must be because of the canopy.
Yeah.
So anyway, John's redone it,
yeah.
and he sent me over the file to do it in resin.
Yeah, send me the file.
So I'll bang it over to you later. So, but yeah, but it's all perfect, and the accuracy and the detailing on it is absolutely mega. I think it'll be absolutely spot on. It's just that unfortunately it's a little bit short. So anyway, he's rejigged it, and we've gone up by I think it's 18 mil or whatever it was, or 8 mil onto it, and now it looks absolutely spot on. In CAD, it looks perfect. So I will send you over the jobby for it. So that's the little problem we've got.
So
with
was
that
it
one.
just a bit of a miscommunication in?
I think it's a little bit of both. John says he's probably done it a little bit short when he was scaling it and resizing it and everything to fit this. And then, but I think personally, the FX one's not exactly the most accurate, shall we say?
Well, yeah, yeah.
So I think it needs to be a little bit taller, but I'm pretty sure the FX one's not that brilliant. So that's what I'm sticking with anyway.
That's your excuse.
I'm not blaming John at all because he's done an absolutely mega job on it, to be honest. So
yeah. We can't wait for the filling and sanding sessions, Phil.
That's it. Join us for the entire of the summer 2023, 24, 25 when I'm sanding and filling and stuff. Making a start on that. Filling. Might be doing it actually in a week or two. Well, probably 2 weeks.
Right, you're going to start it after you've done that thing?
Yeah, roughly. It's going to start at the same time as something else we're doing as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, week after next, on Tuesday, I'm not here because I'm off to play with Just Jane. Bless her.
Yes, you are. You sorted your accommodation out?
Yes, yeah, we're all sorted. We're just staying down the road.
Cool.
So we're all right.
Down the road from Matt.
Well, the thing is, if we go to Matt, it's like another hour up.
Yeah.
So we're staying just below it, so it's ideal, really.
What day coming up?
Friday night.
Yeah.
Obviously, then we're doing it on Tuesday. Then we're going to go straight home afterwards. So it's only going to be a sort of flying visit because then I can get my mum to look after the dog.
Yeah.
So how many days are you stopping for then?
Only the one night.
I thought you said you're coming Friday night and you're going to think.
No. Sorry, Monday. Coming up Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming Monday, and then back home Tuesday night. So yes, that's the theory. We're staying at a very nice place called Boston.
Boston.
I'm a believer. So,
yeah, that's not Boston. That's not Boston, the US of the A. That's Boston, Lincolnshire.
Yes, that's it. So yes, slight difference probably.
It's very different. It's very different.
I've never been to Boston in the UK. I've been to Boston in the USA once, but that's very nice in fall.
You can have a comparison.
I say I'll take some photos and do a like by like comparison.
I've been to Boston in Lincoln before. I used to work at Lincoln.
What's it like? Any good?
It's all right.
Do I need to take a flak jacket?
It's typical
Lincolnshire.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all right then.
They're very civilised in Lincolnshire.
It's all right.
Cool.
Do you know where you should actually have gone, Phil?
Skegness.
No, Lincoln, town centre. Lincoln's lovely. Lincoln is really, really nice.
It's your typical cathedral city, isn't it?
But it's nice, isn't it? It's a really. I like Lincoln. We haven't been for ages, actually. That's not a bad shout. I might go to Lincoln this year.
Say it mini York or
the what? Sorry.
You say it was like a mini York.
I don't think it's comparable to York. I think York's far more. I don't know about insulting everybody. I don't know. It's different, isn't it?
York's very touristy, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, Lincoln is, to be honest. A lot of people to Lincoln.
Do they all go to the cathedral?
Because of the cathedral and stuff. It's up a bloody great hill, mind.
Yeah. But, it is actually.
Really, like proper steep hill. But no, it's
off the town's on the hill, isn't it? So.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, usual place. But no, it's nice, Lincoln. Yeah. What time are you setting off on the Monday?
Probably around about midday, so we get up there before rush hour is the idea.
Right, okay.
So.
No, you'll enjoy it. Make sure all your cameras are charged.
Yes, I will do, yeah.
Rush hour in Lincoln's about 5 o'clock in the morning with all the tractors.
Greg says, Phil, you should come up to York up our way. Me and Matt were up there only a few months ago, weren't we, Matt?
Yeah.
We went to the York Railway Museum and then had a bit of a jaunt around York.
I live less than an hour away from York, and it's I like York, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's one of them places you've got it at the right time because it gets properly busy because of the tourists. Especially if you're trying to trundle down the shambles and stuff.
Yeah.
Anybody who's been would know, it gets packed and rammed. But yeah, no, I like York. I think it's
the shambles isn't the sort of place you go for to try and take a photo of it, is it?
No.
You just get 5,000 people in your shop.
Yeah. To be honest, it wasn't too bad when we were up there because I think it was winter.
It was winter and raining.
And it was raining, so I must admit.
It was New Year, weren't it? Because you came.
Yeah, it was just after New Year, wasn't it? Yeah, it was between Christmas and New Year, wasn't it? We did it.
Yeah, because we went up, like I said, to the train museum, and that was nice because it wasn't overly packed.
No, it was quite quiet, really.
Yeah.
You not take a trip over and go to the Royal Armouries?
What, Leeds?
Yeah.
Well, we did that a few years ago, didn't we?
Good few years ago now.
It is a good few years ago, you're right.
Got a nice sword collection in there.
Yeah.
Not as good as that one we saw in when we was in Austria, though.
They're proper swords.
Yeah, that was cool, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was a proper museum, that was. Every medieval torture equipment, and you could ever shake a stick at.
Yeah,
that one in Vienna, yeah.
Yeah.
Captain Magenta says, amazing coincidence that the founding fathers set off from Plymouth and then landed in Plymouth.
Yeah.
What coincidence, yeah.
Funny that, isn't it?
Because somebody put up there about there's lots of UK names that are in America.
Why have Britain stolen American name?
Yeah. Yeah, why have we called that Boston after America?
Oh, God, I can't think what it's called. What's the camp? Like the old war camp that's up in York. It's not that far from here. I've been to it.
The Roman?
No, proper like a World War II camp with huts and stuff on it. I've got a feeling it used to be an old prisoner of war camp.
Of them did, didn't they?
Oh, bugger, what's it called? Somebody in chat help me out. It's just to remind me because there's a flyer for something going off there. Oh, bugger. Because that's quite a good place to go, to be honest. They've got a lot of stuff as well.
Yeah.
Eden Camp. That's the one, isn't it? Eden Camp. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Eden Camp. That was in my head. I just didn't want to say it. And like, it's not Eden Camp. Yeah, that's all right to get to as well. That's a decent visit. If you're up this neck of the woods and you want something to do.
Josh says, are you guys going to Flying Legends? Is it on yet? Have we confirmed it yet? Do we know anything?
We haven't got any prices.
I thought I saw some prices for it, actually.
Oh, right, because the flyers all come up and stuff, but I ain't seen any prices. So unless they put them up now,
Actually, no, I don't think it was. What I saw was for where Phil's going.
Yeah, I saw the one.
No, where you're going.
Oh, right, yeah.
If there's any prices, let us know, because
we do want to go, don't we?
Yeah, I was thinking of going, yeah. It's
15th to 16th of July, Church Fenton.
The thing is, we're in May now. They need to get the finger out if they're going to do it, because
there's nothing
it's not
on
that
the
far
website.
away, is it? You know, normally you pay months in advance.
Weird.
It feels like there's a hold up somewhere of.
Yeah, there's a little bit of bureaucracy in there somewhere that's stopping it.
Well, like Leslie said to me, there's houses there now. Do you know what I mean? Like, so whether they've kicked up about it and gone because of the noise and the traffic and stuff like that, I don't know. And they're struggling to get a license. I've got no idea, but so it's a bit getting close to the time of it, isn't it? Because obviously people who's going need to organise and get accommodation and
lists of which aircraft are supposed to be flying, but
Is the 262 going there, or is it just going down to Riyadh?
Probably just to react, not make it that far up, will it?
no, that's just showing Spitfire, P-51, Hurricane,
Spitfire.
Thunderbolt,
P40. Got to be a P40, isn't it?
Hawker Fury,
Wildcat.
Wildcat, Bearcat,
It's usual stuff that was
Curtis
fly
Hawk.
Legends, isn't it?
Yeah. Curtis Warhawk.
So how come they've pulled it out of Duxford then?
Because they fell out, haven't they?
Are they?
Another Warhawk.
Got a P40.
Curtis Wright, P-36. Foster Gladiator. Battle of Britain Memorial Flight aircraft to be confirmed. There's nothing about tickets at all.
That Curtis Wright P-36, isn't that the predecessor to the P-40? Is that the Curtis one I'm thinking of? Don't know now. Yes, we spent an enjoyable afternoon in a pub in York, didn't we?
Yeah, we did actually.
Just up the road from where old Thingy's buried, isn't it? The highwayman.
Dick.
That's it, Dick Turpin. Or was it Adamant? I can't tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeff says, never mind aircraft. Is anybody actually going to the Bovington Tank Fest? No, it's too awkward to get to. I only live down the road, and even for me to get there, it's 2.5 hours. It's ridiculous.
God, yeah. It's a proper trek.
Chris says, yeah, it's the radial version of the P40. Ah, that's what it was. I thought the P36 ringed the bell.
What you found out.
Oh, what people.
How's the coronation going? Quick flick over, everyone. Here we go. Look, he's currently sitting in a chair.
What, admiring his subjects?
Yes. Thinking, I own all this now. Look at the gold wear behind him. Do you think that's real?
Can't see it. Share screen.
I have. I've got it on full screen this side. Sorry.
Can't see it.
Sorry, it's choristers now.
Well, because see it's me.
Oh.
Popping some paint around.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. You're probably on satellite delay. There you go. You should be seeing it now.
Probably there. Isn't that fabulous?
It is. I'm not doing any jokes at all at that point. With the choristers.
Not saying a word.
Oh, he's signing. He's not got trouble with his pens like he did at the last time. See what nice writing. Can't read it. He's got very nice writing.
Yeah, wouldn't be like our writing, would it?
I don't know. Mine's close. I can't read mine either.
I had to sign some paperwork the other day for Sam's university stuff. And Cheryl passed me and said, can you sign that? I said, you got any paper? I can just practice for a second.
Remember how to write.
Yeah. Signing my name.
Get the crayons out. Do like Baldrick, just put a cross.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. With a click, it fits. Very nice.
That fits all right, isn't it?
Does actually. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tidy up just on the old seams, but generally, I must admit, it's all in there.
No problemo.
It's got the nice little underguard thing here that will be fantastic when they turn it into a trop filter.
Controversial conversation, that.
What's that?
Trop filters.
Oh yeah, some people hate them.
I don't mind a trop filter.
I don't know. I think they're like quite cool. Gives them a bit more of a aggressive stance.
I'm not keen on them. We were talking about Spitfires, weren't we? A few days.
God, don't shh! I got flamed for that.
What?
Because I might have mentioned about I don't like Spitfires. I didn't mean it like, obviously how it sounded, but obviously everyone got very defensive. I just simply said I prefer ground attack aircraft to fighter aircraft. That's all.
I think I like Spitfires.
Yeah, like I said, but they're fantastic engineering. That's not the point. They are. It's amazing. And a lot of ground aircraft, such as the Tempest, Typhoon, obviously shared a lot of common wing shapes and various things with elliptical wing.
To be fair, they only became ground attack aircraft because of crap
Fighters.
Well, the trouble with that is the Tempest tail kept falling off. It was a bit of a design fault. It was over-torqued, wasn't it?
And weren't the Typhoon's wing too thick
Yes, because
to
obviously
be a
it's
proper fighter? So
Yeah.
it's amazing what things you retain in information that's useless.
Well, wasn't it the elliptical wing was actually designed by his daughter, not by him? She came up with it, and she's like 14 or whatever it was.
Oh, I don't know about that.
And she came up with the wing design for it. So we owe it all really to a 14-year-old schoolgirl. Brilliant. Obviously, light years ahead.
So does Prince Andrew. Sorry.
Boom. Has anyone seen him on the telly?
let's leave
Is
it.
he watching it from the TV?
God. Sit now.
Can you forward any complaints to mac.ball at?
No, Andrew Molyneux.
Yeah, look, here's an interesting fact that I'm not laughing already, but the P-36 was the most numerous and successful fighter of the French Air Force.
I was actually reading about it. A lot of them were export versions.
Yeah.
I don't think the US
Allegedly. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, good one, Jeff. Allegedly. Boo, 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 boo.
Right, so if we see if we can get the gun covers on. How's it going, everyone? We all doing all right?
Oh, absolutely fantastic.
You enjoying yourself there, poking around with your brush, Matt?
I'm absolutely loving poking around with my brush. There's nothing more relaxing. I've got my Japanese lo-fi hip-hop music on in the background.
Right.
Oil paints, couple of brushes, and the chat's on, and it's actually quite a zen. It's very zen.
He's in the zone.
You got your chaps on?
I've got my reference pictures up.
Mm-hmm. You said you got your chaps on.
He probably has as well.
I have. Got full-on chaps on today.
Okay.
Chat. I said chat.
We prefer the chaps.
That's for later. That's for tonight's show.
That's it. Don't forget, everyone, we'll be back at 7:30 tonight for relaxing quiz night.
Quiz night.
Nathan will be proving just how thick we all are.
Yeah, relaxing for us, but Nathan's probably.
That's all right. He's going to get old Chat GBT thing to do it. Be fine.
Do we need to be proved how thick we are?
Right, guns in. See if we can get the exhausty in. Tell you what, this is actually great. It's a great little kit.
Is it worth buying?
Yeah, I would. I'd highly recommend this kit. It's nice to be able to build them. You do a review of it. It looks good and it looks like it'll fit. But actually, this thing actually does. Goes together, absolute treat. it's all right actually. Very, very nice. Very good.
So it'll be interesting when they start bringing the other versions out.
Yeah, and obviously you can just tell straight off the bat this kit's fully designed for all the other versions. The way the parts breakdown is and all the rest of it. So yeah, no, it's interesting. Again, we're totally spoiled.
They've got the fuselage rear cutout, so you can do a Sea Hurricane on it. Or...
No, that's the only thing is, no, they haven't got that. No, it hasn't gone quite that far, but the rest of it's all here. And again, it's got really nice, fine recessed details. And okay, I know they're not raised and domed rivets and all the rest of it, but you can't weather them easy anyway. So I'm not worried. I'd rather have it like this, to be honest, for a bit of artistic license.
And will we be dressed in roller tie tonight? No, I don't think we will.
I'll still be in my t-shirt.
I'll be a bit more casually dressed than the PM stuff, I think, later. I'll put a PM polo shirt on instead. And I'll do up the top button.
Yeah, that's it. Do up his top button.
There you go. That'll be as formal as I'm getting tonight.
Captain Magenta says he
Who?
had a very strange dream. Captain Magenta.
I like that name.
I think he must be one of the Mistrons.
I'm gonna say, yeah, he's got a nice avatar thing.
Oh yeah, to be honest, you're on a tiny little screen on mine. You're literally like the size of half the size of a pea on mine. But yeah, I can see it now. Now you say it, that's a Captain Scarlet figure, or Captain Magenta in this case. Anyway, he says he had a very strange last week, and he was watching one of the live shows, and Phil was making Tamiya clear blue with dark dirt wash.
Hey?
You know what that means? That means you've definitely been watching too much of us.
Blooming heck, when did you do that?
No, I didn't. He said it was a dream.
Oh, in a dream, sorry.
In a dream. It was all
Are you
a dream.
Are you going to make that dream reality for him, Phil?
No, I don't think I can.
Yeah, I was going to say, that'd be a gloopy, horrible mess, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's smoking something he shouldn't have been.
Just got to mute myself because I need to find out where my other half's gone and come back from.
Oh, right, okay.
This is really bizarre.
He says, God knows why, but I hadn't seen him that excited since the 1/24th scale Typhoon Stress Skin episode. Cracky, now you're going back in history. What's your real name, Captain Magenta? Are you an old school member in that? That's the only trouble with YouTube land. You can't see the regulars on it. Hi guys, my filler of choice used to be the Squadron Green stuff, but as it's not available anymore, what's best for a replacement filler out there? I must admit, I was always a fan of Squadron Green, really, really liked it. So now I've moved over to, oh God, I've got to try and find them now. What have I done with them? Right, so the AK do a nice one, which I've been using, if I can find it. What have I done with it? Well, it was in here, but it's not. Hold on, must be behind me. So my two putties of choice at the moment, personally, just mine, others may vary, clearly, is these two. Where are where's me? Here. I do like the old perfect plastic putty. This is water-based. So consequently, you can let it go dry, then you can rehydrate it and wipe it away. Works really well. Or you can just put it down and wipe it off with a damp Q-tip or cotton bud, something else like that. And it's great. Really, really good, especially for small jobs. And then this one, the grey putty, is that the lacquer-based one, Andy?
No, they're both water-based.
They're
Those are both water. So
yeah,
which is...
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, what colour's the one? This is the grey. Which is the one that's lacquer-based?
None of the AK putties are.
Oh, right. Okay, scrap that. I thought that one of them was.
No, they're both water-based, but one's standard and one's hard. The white one is dries rock hard.
Right.
If you want a decent lacquer-based one that you can get in the UK, you want the Revell Plasto.
Yeah, Revell Plasto's a good one. Yeah,
or
about
that. The Mr. White Putty or something.
I can recommend that one.
You can't get any more. They're out of business.
I know.
I tell you what, do you know what? I ain't got a Plasto putty here for some reason. I ain't got plastic, but yeah, because I've got that squadron one as well, because we used to sell it, but obviously it's gone out. But yeah, the 2 AK ones, if you're into water based, or there, look.
Yeah.
They are actually nice putties, to be honest.
Yeah, I must admit, I've had good success with the white. I've got the grey one there, and it's no problem with it at all.
That one's definitely, the grey one is easier to use if you want to rehydrate it and clean it up.
Yeah.
That one is solid. That one you don't really work as that sort of filler. Again, the other one that's really is that. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
That's a really good resin based. But you have to do it straight away with the Q-tip or earbud, whatever you want to call it. So,
surprised that the company that took over Squadron's name
didn't take that on. Yeah, I must admit, I thought they would do.
They might bring it back out, but again, it's yeah. Look, I've got some as well. But yeah, whether we'll see it again, I don't know. But I presume it's getting it like manufactured, isn't it? So. I don't know.
Jim's saying about he's been using a mix of black CA glue and talcum powder for the fill. Again, like I say, it's one of those things with that. If you're doing it for somewhere that's stressed, my drawers all come open behind. So if you're thinking about like wing roots and that, you just have to be careful. Because when you pick up the model, if it's heavy, it cracks. That's the only trouble with that one. But it's great as a filler for seam lines which aren't under any type of pressure, like fuselage halves and stuff like that. I use it all the time. And it's great for doing tiny little jobs. So if you've got, showed it on one of my Bitesize tutorials about around canopies of aircraft, because many times you get your clear part doesn't fit correctly. You can get in there with CA glue and talc, pop it in there, because it's a bit like, sort of grouting almost. You can just pop it in there, smooth it out, very light sand, and it does. And because it's in the talc form, it doesn't fog like CA glue would if it was just normal wet on there. So it gets around that problem.
Everything's stressed in my modelling room.
Well, yeah, apart from that.
Yeah.
And again, if you want to do, you can make up sprue goo, which I've got videos on as well that shows these. So this is liquid styrene melted down with a little bit of Tamiya, extra thin. Works absolutely great. But for speed, and I think that's what we're talking here mainly, it's one of those things, CA glue is great because it's instant. It literally will dry within 5 minutes. You can sand it and away you go. And then obviously if you've got more of the water-based ones, they're great if you've got a situation where you've got detail. So on here, for instance, if you had to do a filler job where the wing roots are, you've got all of this recessed detail, you're going to end up destroying a lot of it because the filler goes everywhere and, just general. Whereas obviously if you're using a water-based one, you can pop along with a Q-tip and just give it a wipe and it'll come all out of all the recesses as well. So you can take it away from anywhere you like, especially if you've got raised details, you can clean it up absolutely clean. So that's why we used a lot of it when we did all the raised stuff on the Voodoo, because that's obviously a raised detail kit. So all of them have their little place, don't get me wrong, it's one of those things. Like sprue goo is great for big jobs, heavy duty, where you want to glue and weld and fill all in once. That's the best for that.
The only one I've not tried is the Mr. White putty, is it? Which I think is a solvent one.
Yes, that is definitely a solvent one. Because I've used that one, and I also use the Tamiya one, isn't it, which is very similar.
The Tamiya one I've got here, I wish we could sell it, because I love that. This is that stuff.
Yeah.
That is a brilliant putty, but we just can't get it in the UK, as in...
Same, isn't
it? Yeah, the import won't bring it in. I don't know why, because it's a really good solvent-based putty. But I presume the Mr. White, I think they do two, don't they? The Putty R, is it?
Yes.
And the other one, but never tried them. But yeah, yours.
The worst filler I ever tried was Tamiya's. They've got a UV ultraviolet filler. It's awful stuff. It is messy as hell. It's got like a wax to it. And oh God, you hit it with ultraviolet light and it does set, but the wax bungs up your sander. And it's one of those ones, it just doesn't work. It just makes more work than it should be. It's one of those,
Yeah.
Question, would a hairdryer speed up the drying time when using sprue goo? Probably not, because you're only drying the outer bit, and it's one of those, it needs to dry all the way through. So hitting it with a ultraviolet light won't make any difference, and nor will it probably with a hairdryer. So all you're going to do is dry the outer shell of it. It'll still be soft on the inside. It's just one of those, just takes time for it to go. Leave it overnight. That's what I tend to do.
Patience, isn't it?
Patience.
Patient, I know. It's one thing modelers don't have in it. Which is odd for the hobby that we do.
Yeah, the flyby over Buck House for Charlie Boy is at 2 o'clock, I'm led to believe.
It's still on, is it?
As far as I know, I haven't heard anything different.
Why wouldn't it be on?
You know, I said to you the other day, we had those Merlins going around here all bloody day. Apparently they were practicing for it.
Right.
So we have Merlins circling over here doing laps, and that's what they were doing apparently. They were in holding patterns, practicing and all of that, and then going off in a straight line, then coming back. So
won't do it anywhere to annoy people, so they'll come over your way instead.
Probably. Yeah, they think, oh, that's right, it's not many people over there. Where are we? Which would be the best filler seams on a Tamiya Spitfire fuselage? You shouldn't have any, really, because it's Tamiya.
You still do get them.
You get them with anything at all, because obviously it depends how good your glue is as well.
So I've on my Spitfire, I taped the seams on it. It's fair, it was just basically the spine and the underneath. Really taped it into the smallest part I could. And I've used it's Surfacer 500. Left it a good few days, sanded it down, painted black over it, and then did the same again. And then just left. It's been left now for weeks, just to make sure I don't get any ghost seams in it. But it's only the smallest amount you need.
I was going to say, that's when we were talking about it, that super glue can come in really well for a job like that. If you get like a medium super glue, like I like the magnet stuff, if you've just got a very fine, little join all the way down in there, if you just come in with a little bit of super glue on the end of a cocktail stick or a pin or a needle and just flow it right the way down there, don't use kicker or talc or anything, just let it dry and then give it a day to go off and then just gently sand it. That way you get no ghost seams. And that's why I like to use, that type of job, even with talc. If it's a bit bigger, I'll use them for seam lines going up and down with talc, because you get no ghost seams. And ghost seams is normally where sometimes if you use especially a hot product like an extra thin, the plastic can soften, and as it dries, it shrinks. So you might be in a situation, you look at your model and it looks absolutely fine, and I've had it, and you go off and a couple of days later, you've got like a little dip in it. And that's literally where the plastic's melted and then cured and dried and left a little seam, but it never had one before. So to get around that problem, if you use a little bit of super glue, you won't get any ghost seams. And that's the best thing about it. It's pretty quick, it's instant, but it's really, really good for small little jobs like that.
I was going to use super glue, but there's some rivets on the top, either side of the seam. I just didn't want to lose.
Yeah.
And I thought if I use super glue, I'm going to have to probably sand it a bit more than with Mr. Surfacer, and just didn't want to cause myself undue stress by having to. I still have to do a bit of riveting, but not a lot. Mainly just to bring them back in, because I sort of like very finely sanded it and then used a polisher just to sort of like finish it off. Just because the polisher still take a bit of off, so sort of polished them out rather than sort of sanding them out at the end.
Phil, does bicarbonate of soda work as well as talcum powder with super glue? Bicarb used to be the original way of doing it, to be honest. And what it does, it instantly sets it. The bicarb, because it obviously releases some type of gas, I suppose, when it gets wet. It actually, bicarb's got something in it that it's like an activator for super glue, and it goes pretty off almost instantly. So you've got two options. If you mix it like I do into like a very fine paste and then put it on, bicarb, it goes off a lot quicker. So you're better off with the talcum powder, a proper French chalk, not a fake one. So yeah, that's the thing to that one, is to go through it But again, bicarb, if you want an instant job, for instance, because that used to be the thing, you do a seam line, put a little bit of talc in it, and then give it a dusting with bicarb, and it's like a kicker almost that sets it. And then obviously it makes it easier to sand as well. The bicarb works like the talc does. It means it's very easily sandable. And we've done it in testing with Buster. There's videos on this where we've used big areas, huge ones on Buster, and then we wanted to test to see how if you could rescribe and re-rivet, and it would show, because technically if you just use super glue, it's really, really hard. And it can't, it's, if you try and rescribe it, it just, it chisels its way through. But if you get the right amount of talc in it, you can actually rescribe it just as easy as the plastic. And you can re-rivet it all and stuff like that. So I've got full videos on that in the tutorial section. What are they talking about? Oh, Reservoir Dogs, is it?
Yeah.
I did wonder what they're on about. Mr. Pink, Mr. Brown, Mr. Blue, Mr. Black. Looking very good, Matt.
What is?
It's weathering in nicely.
Yeah. Trying to fade these ailerons out, and I'm looking at the reference pictures of what I've got on my screen.
Mm-hmm.
And can I buggers like make this colour? I can't get my head around how to mix this colour at all. I don't know. I don't know if I've got the right colours on my palette. It's a really, I'd like to show you, but obviously I can't. But so I'll get there in the end. One thing with oil paint, which is a good thing, is they're like just a filter thin.
Yeah.
You're never going to get a big build up. You can just keep tinting, and you know what I mean. I'll get there in the end. But yeah, they like this browny, like when khaki fades to like a brown colour.
Yeah.
But it's a very, I mean, this is obviously, I don't know how accurate the colours are, obviously, off this photograph, because I think this is actually not a recoloured one. I think it is actually original one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like this pinky brown colour. It's definitely got a tinge of red in it. And it's like that one, them two have fingered, and then the two back ones, and then the rudder's gone a bit, like I've done that
Are they
rudder.
fabric on those?
Yeah. And that really faded out.
Yeah.
I mean I faded that. Well, that's not even that. That needs a lot more fading. It's got it's like a pinky browny colour.
Yeah,
So
it's
anyway.
obviously the fabric fading, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean the rest of the aircraft, because this is like a top view of it.
Yeah.
Is just battered anyway. Obviously where the crew's this section here.
Yeah.
Obviously I've done kind of started on one side, but where the engines are, where all the crew goes, down the spine of it as well, is quite worn. I presume these leak like sieves like every other sort of World War II aircraft. So underneath's going to be a bit more, with the neutral. Oh, that's good. Drop that in the thing with the neutral grey. And bleach that out a bit and put staining and stuff on it. So
very nice.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I need to figure out this aileron colour. So I might make a pink and actually add a bit of brown to it. Actually, that might not. Let's see. That's one good thing about oil paint as well. You can just sort of mix it on the fly, can't you?
Proper Bob Ross.
Well, it is a bit, innit? You just make it up as you go along.
And Chris says, what do you do to restore decals that splinter after you've put them down in water?
God,
the bin.
It is.
Yeah.
The bin.
Prayer usually helps.
Sometimes, like we often say about it, and I will often hear me quote it, when you've worked 40 hours making your model and all the rest of it, you got it looking all good and all the rest of it, spend another £7 on replacement decals and get new ones, especially on older kits, because it's not worth the heartache, No. You can do various things, like Matt's done it quite a lot recently, haven't you?
What's that?
If you go to Matt's house, you'll know his, because he's got decals stuck to his front window in the sun. Not today, but that's how you spot his house. He has decals, because obviously leaving them in bright sunlight will bleach them. So if they've gone yellowed and stuff like that, what you can do as well is before you use them is to give them a very fine coat of microfilm. Micro Industries do it, don't they?
Yeah.
And it's like a very fair film, and it's got a little bit of polyurethane in or something in it, which makes it flexible. So you can actually give it a coat of that. You'll have to cut them once you obviously put them on. They won't just come off the backing sheets; it'll come off in one lump. But that will stop it from splitting and that. But obviously, by doing that, the decal's probably very, very old and it's going to be problematic. So if you've got it to conform into something like raised details, round corners and stuff, it's probably going to split and shatter. So I said before, for the sake of throwing another £5 at it, or like we said before, shout up. If you remember on our site, lots of the guys do. I get messages pretty much daily at the moment saying, have you got? And, by all means, if I can help out, you can have the decals. Because obviously when you build lots of kits, you tend to have lots of decals left over, and sometimes you can get them to work with other things. So
just one hot tip: if you use that decal film, once you've used it, put it away somewhere, so you don't end up you mistaking it for your micro set.
Yeah, don't get it wrong.
I don't know how I know that, but.
Right, some more questions coming through here. Phil, question: what aftermarket are you going to use on your Airfix Sea Harrier? This is the question because no one makes any. So that's why John, bless him, on our forums designed me a seat for it. So we've done the Martin Baker 10 seat in 24th scale. So hopefully that will all work out. So we've got a seat for it. I've got some wheels because somebody makes wheels for the GR3 1 kit, and it's the same wheels.
I say it's Res Kit, isn't it?
Res Kit, is it? So they do some wheels for it, but apart from that, there is nothing commercially available at the moment for it. So a lot of it's going to be scratch building, going through, watch this space. By probably next month, I'll be starting on it. We're going to start to tackle the beast. So should be a lot of fun with that one. I say fun, it's going to be a lot of filling and sanding and rescribing. Filling, sanding and rescribing. Filling, sanding, rescribing. So, but yes, it should be all right when we get there.
A lot of rinse and repeat.
Yes, Jim says, Matt, World War II aircraft olive drab faded in all kinds of crazy tones depending on what part of the world the aircraft was located.
I'll tell you what it did, because I've got a load of photos that I've got of different ones and different wear and tear. And
all of those photos, the ones you got, I can guarantee are the UK-based ones, judging by the mud.
Oh, they are. They're either here or in France. Yeah, they're not the Pacific-based ones. These they're definitely over here. I don't even think they're the Mediterranean ones either. It could be, because obviously it rains over down, the Italy way. But I think these are the 44 to 45, Western Europe ones, shall we say?
Yes.
But it's some interesting, weathering. I suppose if you wanted the techniques or whatever, inspiration and all that. There's loads. I mean, they're not hard to find, to be honest. If you Googled them, I can't remember. I put up probably coloured photos of a B-26 or something. I can't remember, but
yeah, Terry says it's micro scale, microfilm. It's called. Thank you.
That's the stuff.
That's the stuff. ResKit are on a roll at the moment. They're making everything. So they're absolutely taking it, tons and tons. It's all 3D printed now. That's the thing. Where it used to be resin, you'd have to get somebody to make a master, go through the motions and check in and tool in, and then they might get a couple of 100 pulls out of the mold and have to do another mold and things like that. Now, if it's 3D printed, ResKit are proving it. It's just so quick and easy to do it now. The amount of stuff that they're throwing out.
I think it's the same, aren't they? Quinta. They're just trucking it out as well.
Yeah.
A lot of the head-art stuff now is also they're going to 3D printed now, aren't they, rather than molded ones.
If you're after aftermarket, can you give good spots to get aftermarket decals? Again, there's various ones, but the big ones is like Hannants. They do lots and lots of them. I can't remember what the company is in Canada. There's a company in Canada that just does decals. And they've got me out of a hole many a time. And they do absolute ton of decals. But, most of the big companies, if you're in the UK, I think Hannants is probably the best one to look at because they just do everybody. But like Sprue Brothers in the States, they do absolute ton of it.
Yeah.
It's that usual thing. Just put in it, Google it, and then the decal sheet will come up that way. Then you can find the sites that sort of have them.
It's just as law. You find the one you want to find out it's discontinued.
Yeah. Or it's only available in a different scale.
Yeah.
That's the usual. You're like,
That's how I was last week.
Yes, we've been discussing that one, Jeff. Jeff's saying he's looking forward to the Armour Hobbies 48 scale Hurricane. So, a couple of weeks with any luck.
Well, we're hoping so.
We're hoping. So, if I show you on here, on me, solo, there we go. So, Hurricane, to be honest with you, very, very impressed. These wing joints, pretty much seamless. Maybe just a little bit of work down in those. Goes in very well. And underneath, and say the usual T spot, as I call it, down the back here, usual thing. But everything else has actually gone in very, very nicely on this one. Down here at the back, the tail's gone in really nicely as well. So that's good. It's one piece fixed rudder, so you can't actually deflect it unless you're going to cut it and do it. But really nice. And obviously there's no deflection at all on control surfaces and stuff, which, you know, on a 48 scale kit, I'm not expecting anyway. But generally, I have to say, very, very nice.
Looks the part.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it does.
It's all gone together, you know, pretty much as you would expect. I wasn't, you know, thinking it was going to be quite as a dream fit as that, because it literally has been click and go. So, again, from a build point of view, highly recommend it. Really, really nice. It's gone together easier than the FX one. The FX one was a doddle. So
this is a lot of options out there, isn't there?
Well, yeah, you have now, obviously. You know.
I think I've found the colour. I think I've managed to mix it.
I'm waiting for the Taken MI28. Does look good. I must admit, that looks really nice.
Yeah, they're just rattling through the Apache series at the minute, aren't they?
Going through the Apaches, then they'll be going through the MIs, no doubt, as we go through. So, yes. But I must admit, I'm looking forward to that. Once we get these bits out of the way, obviously we're working on this little lump at the moment. I could never pick this thing up. It's just covered in spikes, but obviously we're working on this. So when this is done and out of the way, which will be next week, then obviously we'll be getting this thing working through on the live shows, but obviously then we're going to be starting on the Harrier and that, but then I will be making my way on the Apache. So that's going to be coming up soon.
Busy. You know what, Dennis? I have to agree. I think some Hobby Boss. I think Hobby Boss are a bit. They can be a miss though, can't they? To be honest, there's some absolute gems in there, and then there's a bit of dross. If I'm honest, you've got to be a little bit careful and do a bit of research. But I think generally, even the more, let's say, inaccurate or not so great kits of theirs still build well. Yes. I don't think you ever have any trouble with the building process, you know. I think they're all very well engineered. It's just, you know, they get battered for, like I say, accuracy. And
what was the twin engine RAF thing you built?
The Westland Whirlwind.
Westland Whirlwind, yeah, that was all right, didn't it?
Hobby Boss back in the day, if you think about that, you know, if you go back 10 years, those kits they were bringing out, like they brought out the Whirlwind, which was a classic example of like, where did that come from? And they did a lot of the naval stuff as well. They did the Swift and the various bits and pieces. They were sort of working through RAF and Royal Navy stuff. Yeah. And again, good prices. They're not the most detailed kits, and the accuracy can be a little bit iffy, but they were the only ones doing that type of stuff. And I really think Hobby Boss is completely overrated, because I really like them. Yes, they're part of Trumpeter, and it's part of all the Trumpeter family, you know, but again, it's one of those ones where they're good quality, good price. They go together reasonably well. What's not to love, you know?
Yeah. And they do some unique subjects as well, don't they? So, yeah. I've managed to spill oil paint on my blooming chair.
Oh.
There's a big blob of green. That's why I'm looking down at my crotch. And I've got it on my chuffing trousers.
It's got a green crutch.
I have got green trousers.
You need to go to the doctors for that.
Yeah, hope we can get some cream.
Get some ointment for that.
Yeah, the white spirit will be out and be cleaned up when the show's finished. Luckily, we've only got like 5 minutes left. Hey,
Penicillin, I think.
penicillin, yeah.
Adam G says, does anyone know the answer to when they report the length of the helicopter, is that the fuselage only or the overall plus the rotor? I would say it's probably if it's they're just giving length and width and all the rest of it, then I assume it will just be the overall length with the rotors onto the tail rotor as an overall. Some of the manufacturers actually do call it though, and they'll go fuselage length with rotors, because that's what they did with the CH-54, wasn't it? With the old Sky Crane, they actually gave it as like 66 centimeters overall, including. So again, I think it depends on the one, but normally I would say it's a combination of both, from the tip of the rotor all the way through. And then normally it's a width, it just gives the rotor diameter. So
Nigel says they've just given Charlie a vicious looking sword. I hope he knows what to do with it. How to handle it.
Like Tony's just put like his gold dressing gown.
well, they said earlier he was going to get a we have a quick look over there. There we go. That's how we're running. They were giving him, weren't they? He's getting the old scepter, the orb, and something else. And I was like, how's he going to carry three? He's got three hands.
Put one between his legs.
Yeah, he's going to need it.
Why is the throne turned that way so people can't? You think it'd be turned?
Yeah, but he's in the eyes of God.
He's got to face the altar.
He's got to face God.
He's got to face the eyes of the Maker. Apparently. I don't know. I've got no idea why it's that.
Yes.
It is a nice dressing gown, though, that, isn't it? It's very posh.
Yeah, proper.
That's a bit of gold law, mate.
I can see you in that, Matt.
Hey, perhaps he's off to a bit of a quiz show after.
Yeah. Oh, look, is it presents? Are they napkin rings?
No, that's frankincense and myrrh.
I thought he was going to play them like drums. I know they were talking about it yesterday, saying the amount of going back for all the leaders who fell asleep during these things.
God. Yeah, but they probably had a skinful night before, all hungover.
Yes. Oh, look, the stone is underneath the chair, isn't it? That's the Scottish stone.
Is this going to be like the sword in the stone?
Yeah, that's it.
Arthur,
you have to try and
that's
pull it out. King Arthur.
Yeah. See if he's worthy of pulling the sword out of the stone.
Crikey, he's got to wear all this. By the time he wears all this, he's not going to be able to walk. Papa.
Put your sash on.
That's it. Has he got his first aid badge on that?
That's the belt to his dressing gown.
He's got swimming 550 meters certificate.
What are you watching on, Phil?
I'm watching it on Sky.
I'm watching on Sky as well, on off the internet.
Oh yeah, no, I am as well.
You're about 10 minutes in front of me.
Am I? Are you watching live? Or you still got it paused back?
It said it's live.
Oh right.
Yeah, what's that thing that's putting on?
Crikey, he's going to weigh a ton over all of this.
I tell you what, I bet he's happy it's not a hot day.
Yeah.
Imagine last summer doing that. I'd be passing out with heat stroke.
Mind you, for Queen Elizabeth's one, it peed it down with rain, was freezing cold apparently.
Was it? Oh, right, I don't remember that.
Greg says looks like more like Hefner than the King.
What, Hugh Hefner?
Yeah, look, he needs help. Look, it's that heavy to take him back to his throne.
Yeah, that's why that throne is made of solid oak or whatever, isn't it? English oak. Needs to take the weight now with him in it. Oh, well.
Anyway.
Never mind. We'll come back to the bit where he gets his hat.
Massive time lag.
Yeah, Tony says massive lag. Good job we're not playing a first
question.
person.
Will the King and his sons go out for a pint or two after the coronation? Will you tell us, Jim?
Yes.
I think one of them might be missing.
Oh, look,
they went on the thinking what's the name went on the tube, didn't they, the other day and went for a drink?
Yes. They went down Soho, didn't they?
Yeah.
With 40 protection officers.
Yeah. They were down the East End, were they?
Down Camden Market.
Didn't they pop into a strip joint on the way?
No, Soho's all posh now, isn't it?
Is it? Oh, it's a long time since I've been there then.
No, anyway, he's got his ball now. Oh, he hasn't got to hold it then. He gives it back. Fair enough.
Hello,
There.
hello to Dallas, Texas. Sorry, I'm not going to read your name because it's all US18SVO. It's like a bloody eye test.
Oh, right. That is it.
Yeah. Pint of Green King. Yeah. They'll all be green after that quiche they've got to eat later.
Yeah, that's it. Who thought of quiche? I don't even like quiche.
I do like it. I was talking to Nate. Well, me, Nathan, and Matt were talking about it last night, and then Matt went off, and I actually looked at the menu, at the
Recipe.
and I'd eat that.
It's got broad beans in it.
No, it hasn't. Used broad beans for blanching the pastry.
Oh God, here we go. It's cooking time with Andy, where he's blanching his beans and he's flashing
The broad beans aren't for to go into the recipe. They're just for blanching the pastry when you.
Who'd Gordon modelling you here?
Yes, that's
It's got spinach in it, which I thought was a bit.
Yeah, I must admit. Right, okay, he's been given his long pokey stick. I'm just waiting for him to put his crown on, and we'll show that because so far we've done quite well with these live shows. We've always
On mine, he's just fingered the ring.
Yeah, no, he's just stopped fingering the ring now. Now he's got his pokey bits.
Oi.
Well, now he's got his gloves now. Mine's well behind.
So yeah, no, he's all right. He's got his Staff of Freedom and the other one. It's got the Dove of Peace on it, isn't it? One of them. So,
just think, somebody actually had to make all this up.
Yeah, but they did it like 1,000 years ago. So,
well, I know it's evolved over, the course of the monarchy, but it's.
Horses wonder when Charlie will be in care. He has been since birth. It's not far off, actually.
So, do you get his crown now? Here we go. Here comes the crown. Don't drop it.
Drop it on his lap.
Yeah. Here we go. Crown's going on now. And so you're a little bit behind it. I'm just looking as well. The lag today is absolutely terrible.
Yeah, mine's
awful.
Yeah.
Mine's still getting his scepter things.
So yeah, he's got his crown. He's saying some words.
Still in his chariot on mine.
So here we go. God, he must be. I'll tell you, he's been down the gym. That thing weighs a ton, doesn't it? I thought.
Camilla now will be the queen, whereas before she was queen consort.
Yes. And that's a tasty subject, which we don't need to go down. So Terry says, love the commentary. What, ours or theirs?
Nigel says, say what you like. Nobody does pomp and ceremony like we do. I agree with you.
Totally agree. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's that? Say again.
Nobody does pomp and ceremony
like we do.
Like we do it.
No.
I absolutely have to agree with you with that.
Mm-hmm.
We are world leaders in pomp and ceremony.
Yes, Prince William, he is. He's a Sea King pilot, and he's cleared on the old 145 Airbus 145s and 135s, because he used to be an air ambulance pilot as well when he left the RAF.
Right, quick question before we knock off, because I've got to put my sausage rolls in the oven.
Right.
Are 1970 F4J satin or gloss grey for Commander's aircraft? Ooh.
They will be obviously probably grey all over, apart from the painty bits, which they do for the Cagbird, and then normally they are in a type of satin finish as well. So it'll be flat probably everywhere because they'll be mullered, and then the nice bits tend to be sort of satin or gloss, and they're kept very, very clean. It's just, I should presume he means a CAG aircraft.
Yes, I presume he does as well.
So yeah, they're normally just kept very, very clean, which will give them more of a glossy look. But I don't think they'll probably be gloss. They'll probably be more of a satin type finish.
Prince Harry's there at the back.
Oh, they're showing Prince Harry.
Yeah.
Is he by the door?
What, in a different building?
Right.
He was sat there behind Anton Deck.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's probably with Alan Deck. Thinks it's a quiz. Right. Okay. We are going to leave it right there, guys. Thank you very much for joining us this morning for this very special day, as we've just seen, and all the rest of it. Happy Coronation Day to all us Brits and Commonwealth people around the world. And see, in America, look what you could have had. But no, you decided to go your own way.
Rob Edwards. Rob says, did Harry's dad get an invite?
Anyway, we will leave it right there. We are going to be back with you, though, tonight at 7:30. So if you want to come along for a few more giggles and laughs as we have a little bit of fun with our quiz night tonight, with a beverage and some snacks and various things, you're more than kind of you to join us. Would be absolutely fantastic. So I will reset the servers and everything this afternoon. So we'll be back on 7:30 tonight for our quiz. So now we can all rush off, have some lunch and watch the flyby, which is the highlight.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. Cool job. Right. Okay, then, guys, we will leave it right there. Thank you very much for watching us this morning. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment, whatever you need to do, please do it. And we love seeing you. So we'll see you all again very, very soon. Say goodbye, gentlemen. We're out of here.
Bye.
Bye.